If you're constantly busy but your brain feels like it's buffering, you aren't lazy. You're just using unstable fuel. That persistent fog isn't just a bad day left unchecked. It actually becomes your new, slower baseline for life. Today, we're fixing the engine and switching your internal system over to a high-performance, clean-burning mode. Now, if you're new here, we just finished a deep dive into what happens to your muscles during fasting. You can watch that later using the card above, but stay here to see how we unlock your focus. You have the focus inside you, but it's buried under cellular junk that your body hasn't recycled yet. Think of autophagy like a specialized recycling truck inside your cells, clearing out the trash that slows you down. Most people think fasting is just about fat loss, but the real magic happens when your brain finally clears. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly what the latest data says about fasting and mental clarity. We're going to look at why this process feels like a total system reset for your mind and your mood. But first, we have to address the villain in the room. All the conflicting advice and fake health certainty. People argue about fasting like it's a religion, but the truth isn't about willpower, it's about timing and biology. Some say it's dangerous, others say it's easy. However, your body actually just operates on a series of switches. The core foundation here is the metabolic switch. Think of it as your body changing from wall power to generator. To flip that switch, we have to deplete your liver glycogen, which is basically your body's stored sugar tank. Once insulin drops, your body ramps up fat-derived fuels called ketones, specifically something called beta-hydroxybutyrate, or BHB. Think of BHB as a clean-burning backup battery that provides a much steadier stream of energy to your brain. That shift is exactly why people report a clean head, feeling the energy spikes and crashes finally just disappear. We're currently building the complete metabolic resurrection manual, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the final protocol. Now, let's walk through the actual timeline of your brain's transformation, starting with the first 12 hours of fasting. During this initial phase, you're still on deliveries. Your system is mostly running on the food you recently ate. You might feel totally normal or just a bit snacky because you're still in what we call the fed state. Imagine your office still has a full fridge. Because there's plenty of food, no one is cleaning the break room. But as you cross into the 12 to 1 6-hour mark, the metabolic switch finally begins to gain some serious momentum. This is when hunger waves start hitting, and you might feel a little edgy or distracted in short, sharp spikes. Your body's energy sensor, called AMPK, kicks into high gear. Think of it like a fuel gauge hitting the red zone. It's like your phone entering low power mode. Your body is telling you to stop wasting energy and start optimizing. As we approach the 2-4-hour mark, the real heavy lifting begins, and those steady burning ketones finally come online. For many, the chaotic hunger fades away here, replaced by a sense of steady, quiet mental energy that feels different. Your brain is transitioning from quick-burning paper fuel to those slow-burning logs that keep the fire going all night. We are just getting into the deep metabolic defrag, where your brain starts its most intensive internal cleanup process. Science shows that at 24 hours, your ketone levels hit a range that provides calm, steady focus. As your brain transitions to these ketones, oxidative stress drops, and you start to notice true cognitive clarity. This window also triggers Becline 1, which acts like a foreman telling your cellular cleanup crew to clock in. Your brain stops relying on random energy snacks and finally switches over to a high-capacity internal battery pack. Moving into the 24 to 48-hour mark, you reach a deep metabolic switch and a serious brain defrag. This is where people say their brain feels quiet and they can finally lock in on complex tasks. Internally, the speed of your recycling conveyor belt, or autophagic flux, increases significantly across your entire system. Your brain also starts producing BDNF, which is essentially like Miracle-Gro for your neurons and their connections. Think of it like a cluttered laptop running a deep cleanup program before installing a major performance upgrade. Now, a moment of honesty. While people talk about dopamine, our data focuses strictly on ketones and BDNF. I won't make claims the science doesn't support, so we are sticking to the proven markers of clarity. Between 48 and 72 hours, you enter the deeper overhaul territory, which isn't for the casual faster. You might feel incredibly powerful here, or completely drained if you haven't managed your essential minerals correctly. Science shows that your growth mode switch, called mTOR, turns off so the cleanup crew can finally run. If 24 hours is a system reboot, then 72 hours is a full factory shutdown to replace machines. But here is the kicker. The number one reason people fail this reset isn't the fast itself. They blame the fasting, but the real culprit is usually a sudden and hidden crash in their electrolytes. When insulin drops, your kidneys start dumping salt and water like a bathtub, with the drain wide open. This loss causes the headaches and dizziness that people mistake for hunger or a dangerous health sign. Even the keto flu is just your body adapting its enzymes to a brand new fuel line for your engine. Most people get the benefits, then fall into a trap because they don't know how to measure progress. How do you actually know you are in autophagy without just guessing? We need to look for signs. First, watch for keto breath, which smells a bit like acetone or the exhaust from a new fuel. Then, notice when your hunger spikes fade, it is like a mealtime alarm clock that simply stops ringing. You can also use a CGM as a speedometer to see how steady your blood sugar has finally become. But here is the catch. These signs are often indirect, and many people misread them, leading to frustration. That is why understanding exactly how to track these markers is the most important part of the process. You have learned the logic of the brain reset, but now you need the physical proof it is working. Without that proof, you are just flying blind, hoping your body is doing what the science says it should. So, how do we solve the problem of proof and make sure you are not just wasting time? Now that you understand the logic, steady ketones, and growth signals, your body is primed for a total reset. But even with all this science, there is still one massive, unresolved hurdle standing in your way: proof. If you don't know the specific markers for autophagy, you might undo all this hard work in minutes. You could accidentally break your fast way too early or push it too far without the right signs. That is why you need to know exactly what to look for while your body is doing the work. We have put together a guide on the 7 signs your body has entered autophagy and how to measure it. This is the missing piece of the puzzle that ensures you aren't just guessing about your metabolic health. In that next video, we break down the clinical markers and the physical cues that tell you it's working. You'll learn how to verify your cellular cleanup without needing an expensive lab or a doctor's visit. Don't let your hard work go to waste by missing the signals your body is trying to send you. Stop wondering if it's working and start seeing the data for yourself. I'll see you over there.